Day 19, Exorcist 3. Didn't even know this movie existed until I started watching that Jeffrey Dahmer thing on Netflix. Supposedly, this was his favorite film while he was killing and eating, and I don't know. Now, what I can say is that the first time that I watched this was with my wife up in the middle of nowhere in a cabin. That wasn't the best choice for us, but we don't scare easily. However, that night we both had nightmares. So after that, we decided that this movie must be good enough if it actually gave us nightmares immediately after we watched it. Um, so obviously, it has to do with The Exorcist. It ends up being so many years after the original. I mean, it came out in 1990. It's rated R. It's an hour and 50 minutes, so make sure you got some time to kill because it's slow building, and they bring back original characters like Kinderman, but the actor who played him in the original ended up dying, so they put George C. Scott to play him, and he plays him pretty good. I mean, for a lieutenant, he definitely brings, I guess, what's the right word I can say, gives true essence to the character of the original Kinderman in the first. And then, excuse me, from there, the whole cast list kind of just goes downhill for people that you would know. I mean, we end up with Kinderman, how we get introduced to his family. He's trying to figure out all of these deaths, how they're connected, who's doing them, yada, yada, yada. Well, nothing really strikes him until his friend, who's conveniently a priest, ends up being decapitated inside of a hospital. And from then, he kind of all clicks to him. In this movie, there's a psychopath called the Gemini Killer, and in this movie, he died 15 years ago, and so oh, perfect, awesome. Well, what they don't realize is that, he's back, but they don't want to believe it because it's like, how can somebody from 15 years ago still be alive when he died in the electric chair? And so in the psych ward, they end up getting to know this random person who is actually Father Karras from the original, and Jason Miller does come back to play him, which is very spot on and perfect, because when you do films like this, it's always best to get the original, because some people can't bring, I guess, the magic, as you could say, like George Scott does. So the only kicker is Father Karras isn't the only one there. The Gemini Killer is. And he's played by Brad Dourif, and if you don't know Brad Dourif, you definitely know his voice because he plays Chucky. And just the way that his character is, he's so sadistic. He's so, losing his mind every second. And the film continues with, Kinderman ends up almost seeing his daughter be decapitated because this nurse is getting possessed by the Gemini Killer, and it's so chaotic. And then you got Father Karras when he's really possessed with these yellow / red eyes, and it's creepy as hell. If you can't handle creepy, don't watch this, because I hate demonic possessions because I think it's the stupidest movies that, Paranormal Activity, that's stupid. The Conjuring I loved because it's based on a true story, but a lot of, I guess, paranormal stuff I think is ridiculous. So when I walked into this, I thought I was going to hate it, and I actually enjoy it a lot because it doesn't go too much. It doesn't bring out it's very rare that this could happen type of thing. It's just hey, this is realistic. Even the deaths are realistic. The way that the blood and gore happen is realistic. It definitely will give you nightmares. And if it doesn't, then I think you should go see a therapist, because I'm fucked in the head more than anybody, and it gave me nightmares. So, with all that being said, IMDb gave it a 6.5 out of 10. I give it a 5 out of 5 because, like I said, it definitely blew me away. There's a slow build up, but the story keeps you going, keeps you wondering who the killer is and how they're killing and all that. Now, if you are interested in watching it, it's on Peacock, Plex, Pluto TV, and Tubi, at least as of right now. When I was trying to find this movie, when I saw the Dahmer Netflix series, I couldn't find it anywhere. But it's the same thing like with Phantasm. The minute that it's brought up and you're trying to find it, the minute you find it, then it's everywhere. And it's very annoying, but hey, at least we get to watch films that we enjoy, right? So, give it a watch. Let me know. Thank you.